Today we're diving into a bittersweet masterclass in historical irony by counting down the 10 things the UK invented that they do now do worse than everyone else. And it's one of the great paradoxes of the modern world that a single rainy island managed to pioneer some of the most revolutionary systems, sports and technologies in human history, only to slowly let them slide into complete and utter disrepair. From an outside perspective, watching them struggle to operate their own inventions is like watching a chef burn their own signature dish. And the number one is passenger railways. The British literally gave the world steam-driven locomotives and the concept of mass rail transit. Yet today, if you try to take a train in the UK, you are met with astronomical ticket prices, constant cancellations, and outdated infrastructure. While nations like Japan and France have perfected sleek high-speed networks, the British steam-driven track grid ironmongery remains a sluggish, expensive headache. And if the trains don't disappoint you, their sports legacy certainly will, starting at number 2 with association football. They codified the beautiful game and exported it to every corner of the globe, yet their men's national team went 60 years without a major trophy. They watch other nations play their inflated leather sphere choreography with vastly superior flair and tactical genius, leaving them to endlessly chant about it coming home to an empty cabinet. Although Tuchel did a great job, and third place, the bronze medal, is the best one in 60 years. And next, we look at number 3, the Industrial Revolution itself. The UK was the cradle of modern manufacturing, turning raw materials into global power. Today, they have largely abandoned actual production, relying almost entirely on importing foreign-made goods, while their former industrial heartlands stand as quiet monuments to a bygone era. And then we have number 4, television broadcasting. The British pioneered public service television and set the early global standard for broadcasting. Yet their historic networks are now struggling to survive in the digital age, weighed down by an outdated monolithic airwave license tax, while global streaming giants comfortably eat their lunch. At number 5 is cricket, another sport they graciously gifted to the world, only to watch their former colonies completely master it. Today, teams from India and Australia routinely thrash the British at their own flatbed willow-whacking ritual, proving that inventing a game does not guarantee you will be any good at playing it. And this decline extends even to their lunches, as we'd see at number 6 with the sandwich. Invented by the Earl of Sandwich as a convenient way to eat while gambling, the British have degraded this culinary classic into the depressing meal deal. While the rest of the world enjoys fresh artisan baguettes, the British public settles for soggy, mass-produced, double-sliced carb envelopes sealed in plastic. Which brings us to number 7, Tar McAdam. John McAdam revolutionized road travel by inventing modern paved roads. Today, the UK's highway network is a legendary minefield of tire-shredding potholes. Their petroleum-bound aggregate carpeting is so poorly maintained that driving across the country feels like traversing a lunar landscape. And number 8 is the World Wide Web. Sir Tim Berners-Lee wrote the code that connected the globe. Yet the UK's modern broadband infrastructure is notoriously sluggish and overpriced compared to the lightning-fast, cheap fiber networks found across East Asia and parts of Europe. At number 9 is modern policing. Sir Robert Peel established the world's first structured professional civil police force in London. Today, these blue-clad helmeted street guardians are so stretched by budget cuts that they rarely investigate minor crimes, leaving citizens to solve their own burglaries on social media. And finally, at number 10 is universal healthcare. They pioneered the concept of free healthcare at the point of use. Yet today, their state-funded wellness distribution machine is buckling under massive waiting lists and structural gridlock, falling far behind the efficiency of continental insurance-based systems. Ultimately, these 10 examples show that while the British are fantastic at starting things, they have a very hard time keeping them running. And if you enjoyed this one, until the next round.